Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into a topic that I think feels, well, it feels pretty daunting to almost every service professional out there.
Oh, for sure.
We're talking about short-form video.
Huh?
I mean, if you're a plumber, an HVAC specialist, a roofer, especially if you're working in a really focused, hyper-local market, like, say, the Texas Panhandle.
Yeah, Pampa, Canyon, Amarillo, those places.
Exactly. You probably look at things like TikTok or Instagram Reels and just think, this is amateur hour.
Mm-hmm. That's for kids. I hear that all the time.
Right. Your job is fixing burst pipes, installing AC units when it's 100 degrees out. You're not trying to learn graphic design.
And look, that skepticism is 100% warranted. I mean, the internet is just full of this terrible advice about going viral, which for a serious tradesman is a complete waste of time.
A huge waste of time.
But we're not talking about that today. What our sources show is a really structured, almost clinical approach where video is used for one thing and one thing only: capturing urgent, high-value jobs and spiking your incoming calls, like, immediately.
Okay, so this is all about efficiency and results you can actually measure. So our mission for you today is pretty simple. We want you to understand why this kind of local content works for those emergency calls.
And maybe more importantly, how.
Yes, how a structured AI-assisted process just removes that whole production hurdle. We're unpacking a system that's all about what we call the WYSIWYG Promise. What you see is what you get, and efficiency in execution.
It's a simple deal. You provide the raw proof of your expertise, and the system turns it into a marketing asset that, just works. It's the shortcut to being seen as the local authority.
Okay, let's unpack this first piece then, the video advantage. Why does a video just work better than, say, a static photo or a blog post when a customer is in a full-blown panic?
Yeah.
We're talking a leaking water heater in Pampa, or the AC quits in Amarillo in the middle of July.
Right. So when a customer is in that kind of distress, their decision-making process it's instant. And it's emotional.
They're not thinking logically.
Not at all. They're running 3 quick checks in their head, almost subconsciously. They need to see 3 things: expertise, proximity, and immediate availability. And they need to see it now.
And video gives them all 3 at once.
Exactly. Static content, you have to read it, you have to infer things. Video provides immediate visual proof.
That makes total sense. If my kitchen is flooding, I am not about to read a 1,000-word article on the history of plumbing. I need to see a competent human being right now.
Exactly right. And that brings us to that first key advantage: immediate expertise and trust. Our sources are really clear on this. A simple 15-second video of a tech just explaining a failed part on a valve.
From a real job.
From a real job, yeah. That builds more trust in those 15 seconds than a whole portfolio of 10 glossy, perfect photos. You're showing your real-world capability right now. It's how a small, local business can go toe-to-toe with the big national chains.
Okay, but what about the local part? I mean, in a place like the Panhandle, being local is everything. How does video prove that better than just listing your service areas on a website?
This is the second advantage, and it's so important. Hyper-local visual signals. Proving you are physically here is everything for getting found in local search results.
You're talking about that map with the top 3 businesses that shows up first.
Exactly. The coveted local map pack. Look, if you film a quick clip on a job site in Canyon or Borger, the background, that's an undeniable, authentic signal that you're local. It proves you're not some call center in another state. It reinforces to the customer and to Google that you are physically working in their neighborhood. It's authentic proof of work.
So seeing a video of a technician fixing hail damage in Pampa carries way more weight than just having the words Pampa TX on your site.
Way more. And that brings us to the third piece: the snackable service demonstration. When you're in a crisis, you want information fast.
You don't have time for a feature film.
No, you want a quick problem solution video. Show me you can respond fast, show me you get results, and tell me who to call. That's what drives that immediate call volume.
Okay, so we've established the why. Urgency demands visual proof, and proximity demands that local authenticity. But here's where I always get stuck, and I think our listeners do too. Time.
Always the biggest obstacle.
The greatest obstacle. If you tell a successful tradesman they need to become a movie director and spend 3 hours editing one video, this whole strategy it collapses.
It absolutely does. And that's why the entire system is built to minimize client effort. This is that efficiency and execution we talked about. It's a really simple 2-part strategy.
Okay, let's break that down. Part 1. The client provides the raw material. What is the absolute minimum effort needed from the tradesman when he's already on a job?
All right, we just need 2 types of raw footage, and it's all captured quickly, just on a phone. The goal is to capture the moment, not produce a movie.
Okay.
First is the job site before and after. Just a simple, maybe 30-second unedited clip. You show the original problem, a messy electrical panel, severe roof damage.
Chaos.
The chaos, yeah. And then you just do a quick pan of the final, clean, professional installation, and that's it. You're done.
Just hold the phone up, talk for a second. Here's what we found. Here's the fix.
Precisely. The second piece is the pro tip clip. This is even easier. 45 to 60 seconds max. Just the technician giving some basic high-value advice. This is where their expertise just shines. Quick, searchable stuff like, if your kitchen sink starts to smell, here's the one thing you can check. Or here's the fastest way to shut off your main water valve to prevent a flood.
And that's it. That's the entire obligation for raw footage. I mean, that sounds almost too easy. A guy could do that in 10 minutes while waiting for something to dry.
That is the entire obligation. You just upload that raw, unedited footage. And this goes back to that WYSIWYG promise. What you're capturing is the real quality of your work. The final video is just a polished version of that reality. It's your expertise, just packaged professionally.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting for me. This is where the efficiency claim is really put to the test. Part 2, AI-powered optimization. How do you take that shaky, maybe noisy 45-second clip and turn it into something that actually gets found online and converts?
Right. This is the engine that removes the bottlenecks. So we start with the most critical layer, getting found. We use AI tools like Gemini to draft compelling scripts, titles, that kind of thing. But this isn't just about making it sound good. It's about engineering the content to be found by people who are ready to buy.
So the AI is basically acting like an SEO strategist for video, making sure the words in it match what a desperate homeowner is typing into Google.
100%. It's doing an advanced local keyword integration. It doesn't just say plumbing tips. It builds a narrative around a search phrase like slab leak detection Amarillo or emergency AC repair Borger. It marries the human expertise in the video to the high-intent keywords that actually drive business.
And what about the look of it? The raw footage might be a bit rough, right? Captured quickly on a busy job site.
Yep, and the technology handles that polish. The system can automatically stabilize the video, reduce background noise, it cleans it all up, then it adds professional, consistent branding.
Logos and colors.
Logos, colors, and maybe most importantly, clear on-screen text overlays that summarize the key points. Because remember, something like 80% of short video is watched with the sound off at first.
So the text has to do the heavy lifting.
It has to. The text has to deliver the message and the call to action, the CTA, immediately.
Which I'm guessing has to be crystal clear.
It's mandatory and it's unmissable. We package every video with a final screen, a graphic that says, call this number now for a free estimate. There's no guesswork. You see the problem solved, you see the local expert, and you're told exactly what to do next.
And you mentioned these videos go everywhere. TikTok, Shorts, Reels. They're not all the same, are they?
No, and it's not a copy-paste job. TikTok and YouTube Shorts, we use those mostly for grabbing attention, for maximum local visibility. We might push out, 8 to 12 videos a month there.
For new customer discovery.
Exactly. Then Instagram Reels and Facebook, that's more for community building. Showcasing professionalism to your existing audience and generating those really high-quality referral leads. Different platform, different goal. But it all comes from that same 30 seconds of raw footage you shot on your phone.
That is a structured approach.
Yeah.
That's the difference between just making content and having an efficient content system. Okay, let's pivot hard to the financials. This is the part every business owner is waiting for. How does doing all this actually reduce my cost per lead?
It's a great question, and it does it in 3 very specific, measurable ways. First, it makes your paid ads cheaper and more effective by increasing your quality score.
Okay, let's define that for everyone listening. When you say quality score in something like Google Ads, what exactly is that?
Quality score it's basically Google's grade for how relevant your ad and your landing page are. So if you're paying for clicks for water heater repair Amarillo, and people land on a page with a really engaging professional video, they stay longer.
They don't just click away.
They don't bounce. The platform sees that. It sees that your page is a great answer to their search. And when your quality score goes up,
you pay less per click because you're more relevant than the other guy.
Dingo! You are literally paying less money to get the same amount of traffic. That's a pure efficiency gain that directly lowers your CPL, sometimes overnight.
Okay, that's powerful. But what about the second mechanism, conversion rate? You said video can increase conversions by over 80%. That's a huge number. How does that actually happen?
It happens because it just gets rid of friction and doubt. Think about that water heater repair Amarillo landing page again. Let's say with no video, you convert 4% of visitors. So out of 100 people, 4 call you.
Okay.
When you add that local video, the one that instantly shows your truck, your tech, your expertise, it's a huge motivator. The customer goes from thinking, is this company legit? To, yes, I trust these guys and they're right here.
So if those same 100 people land on the page, but the video convinces 8 of them to call instead of 4.
You've just doubled your lead volume instantly. If you paid $500 for that traffic, your cost per lead was just cut in half, from $125 down to $62.50. You didn't spend one more cent on ads, you just converted the traffic you already had.
That's a structural advantage.
Yeah.
That's huge. Okay, so the third piece you mentioned was long-term authority building. That sounds like more of a slow burn.
It is, but it's what stabilizes your business over the long haul. Consistent, professional video builds your domain authority. Search engines see you're putting out high-quality, engaging content all the time, and your organic rankings start to climb.
For those big money search terms.
There's those crucial terms, yeah. Slab leak Pampa. And as your organic calls increase, the jobs you didn't pay a dime in ad spend for, your reliance on expensive paid ads goes down.
So your average cost per lead drops over time because you're generating more and more business for free. The goal isn't views, it's qualified calls.
Precisely. It's about taking the one thing that's hardest to fake in marketing real expertise and turning it into an efficiency engine that lowers your cost of doing business.
So this whole deep dive really shows that I'm too busy or I'm not a video guy excuse, it doesn't really hold up anymore.
Not with this kind of AI-powered system, no.
You don't need to be a video wizard. You just need to be a good tradesman who's willing to take 5 minutes on a job site. This is the engine that keeps the phone ringing, whether you're fixing a roof in Pampa or putting in a new AC unit in Amarillo.
It really is. And, maybe a final thought to leave you with is this. Your raw expertise is your single most potent marketing tool. Nothing else even comes close.
Right.
So just to think about this for a second. What's the one specific pro tip or before and after moment from your last week of work that you could capture on your phone?
Yep.
Right now. That simple 30-second clip is the foundation. And just imagine how quickly that one little piece of raw footage could be turned into a high-performance asset that starts driving predictable organic calls and cuts your CPL by 50%. The whole journey to predictable growth, it starts with just pressing that record button,